Hello everyone, welcome to Machine Learning Easy Video 13. So this is the 13th video in the series of machine learning videos. In the last video I shown you how to install Anaconda for doing machine learning tasks. I also show how to type the programs in Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab, etc. So in this video we will try to learn how to load your data set into your Spider environment. For doing or for applying ML algorithm, you need to upload your data set into Spider. So how to do that we will see in this video. Okay, before that, what is the role of Python in machine learning? So Python provides lots of packages for doing machine learning tasks. So this is the major package, scikit-learn, so which is used for doing different ML tasks. And there is a lot of information available. See, this is the sklearn user guide. See the number of pages here, 2,700 pages, and it is released in 19 May 2020. Of course, the new guide may be released. You may go and check net, but see here. So a lot of information is available how to install and what are different functions available. Almost all every machine learning model can be built by using this documentation. That's why Python becomes more popular for doing machine learning tasks. So if you want to learn about a packages, first you need to install the packages, import the packages. So how to import packages? Import space package name. For example, I used import space sklearn.preprocessing. What does it mean? In the sklearn package, I want to use sub-package preprocessing. Okay. So if you want to see what are different functions available in this sub-package, simply dir of sklearn.preprocessing type. So I will show you in the Jupyter Notebook all this. So you get the list of functions. For example, in this particular, for example, consider one hot encoder function. I want to know about uncaught encoder function. Just type help sklearn.preprocessing.onehot encoder. Okay, so like this, or one hot, and in the place of one hot encoder, label encoder. You will get the information about label encoder. Okay, I will show you in the Jupyter Notebook environment. Launch Jupyter Notebook. In the previous video, I shown how to install this Anaconda. So go and check if you are using first time. So it is open in a browser. So now, for example, new file Python 3. So as I told you, import sklearn dot preprocessing. Run this command. Okay, next. If there are any errors, it will show you. For example, see here, I remove some row and run it. So if the errors are there, the errors are shown below. Otherwise, nothing comes. Next, dir of sklearn.preprocessing. So run it. So see, these are the functions available in preprocessing. For example, in that particular, I want to know about this label encoder because we are using label encoder. See, help of, you need to give the whole path sklearn.preprocessing.label encoder and run it. See, this is the information provided about label encoder, what is encoder, why it is used. Okay, so this is the way to see the purpose of each function. Okay, now come back. How to load a data set. So before that, we need to import the libraries. For example, if I want to import the library sklearn, you write import sklearn. If you want to import any library, you use the keyword import in Python. For example, NumPy is a package which is used for mathematical operations. And if you write import NumPy as NP, the advantage is later in the place of NumPy, we can use NP. For example, in the previous example, always we are using sklearn.preprocessing. So instead of giving that, instead of using the full name, if you give a shortcut name, so there is a way to provide a shortcut in Python. use the keyword as and our shortcut name. So later, if you want to use np dot, you just use np dot. Okay, so that is the purpose of giving this alias. Similarly, matplotlib is another package which is used for plotting, and pandas, actually we are using this third package now. Pandas is a package which is used for handling the data sets. Okay, so how to import a data set, Excel file or CSV file into your Spider environment? See, we have a syntax, simple syntax. You can give any name here. PD is nothing but we are using pandas as PD syntax. So in that PD, okay, dot read underscore CSV, and here you can give path to your file, or if you are saving the file, that means your Python file and your dataset file are in same folder, just give the file. Okay, so if you store your dataset and Python file in same folder, no need to give the path, just type the file name. Okay, this is the whole code, 2 lines code. So import pandas as PD, and any variable or object name is equal to PD dot read underscore CSV is a function used to load CSV file, and this data dot CSV is a dataset name. Okay, for example, I shown you one example dataset which is having 10 rows, and that is loaded, and you will see the dataset in this way in the Spider. Okay, I will show you. So before that, see, in my desktop, I am having a folder named first. In that, I am having a file data.csv. Just open it. See, this is a file with 4 columns, for example, with different values. Consider this as my data set, sample data set. And the extension of this data set is .csv. This is a .csv file. So now I will try to open it. And I will try to open it in Spider, because we are using Spider in next 3 to 4 videos for data pre-processing. So Spider is a good environment to explain everything to you, where my data set is loaded, how your training and testing script is done. So I will show you all these using Spider. So Spider has 3 boxes. These are the important boxes. So here you type the code, here the variables are shown, and plots are shown, and here this is the console output is shown. So how to load the data set, for example? So consider a new file. So type import pandas as PD. Okay, so just select this and press F9. So see here, if there is an error, the error is shown in the console, see bottom right. Otherwise, nothing came. Then next, as I told you, I want to download the data set. For example, I am given name data or D. You can give any name is equal to PD dot read underscore CSV, the file name you need to give. The file name is data.csv, the Excel sheet I showed you. Just select it and press F9. See here, you observe one thing. File data does not exist. Okay, so why will you get this error? Because this file is not saved in that directory. So first save this file in the first folder. For example, in the desktop first folder. So whatever it may be, the name first I am giving, or loading.py. Save it. Once again you will try to run, you get an error or you will get output. See, once again file does not exist. Why? Now both your loading.py and dataset in same folder. Yes, we need to set the working directory. Similar to RStudio, here also we need to set working directory. In Python, Spider, setting working directory is very simple. In RStudio, we use different techniques. Simply see here, this green button is there. Just run it. If you execute one time, then the working directory is automatically set by your Spider. Okay, actually the working directory is set and the code also executed, and data set is loaded into D. If you open D, see, data set came here like this. But if you want to do it from first, for example, see here there is a button, you just click and remove it. Now try to execute these two lines. Select and F9. See, here only two lines are there. Without selecting, just you click run also okay. But as in our machine learning algorithms, in the later sessions, I am showing you execute in a step-by-step way. That's why I select these two lines and execute. So if you want to change the sizes also, in Spider it is very easy. Go to tools, preferences, and here appearance is there. So here the test and etc. the size is there. So 15. This is the left hand side part. So change it is 15, right hand side part also. So left hand side 15 is given, right hand side also. We will change it. Apply. Okay. Okay. So this is the way to use your Spider for machine learning. Okay. So I not applied actually. If you apply it, that affects. Okay. So now one more thing you need to know is how to read a column wise data. For example, if you consider this data set, see what happened. Country is there, age is there, salary is there. So if you want to read, for example, I want only first column, I want only second column. So why we need column wise data? In machine learning, what happens is we are dividing our data set into independent and dependent variables. For that, we need this. Okay. So we will come back again. So this is the syntax for loading your CSV file. For example, if you are having an Excel file, so you use the syntax read underscore Excel. See, in the place of CSV, we are using an Excel file. If your file is having extension XLSX, what is XLSX? Which is nothing but an Excel file with XLSX format. Of course, see, if there is a file with XLSX format, then you can save it as a .csv file. That's not a problem. But if you want to load the direct file, just use read underscore Excel. Okay. So then your Excel file is also loaded in the similar way. Later, in machine learning, we need to divide our data set into two parts, dependent feature and independent feature. Actually, I already discussed this dependent independent variables in my previous videos, maybe in third or fourth video. Once again, I am explaining. So what is a dependent variable and what is independent variable? For example, consider this data set. Here, what we are predicting is a dependent variable. What we are using for prediction is a independent variable. Here, based on country, age, and salary, I am predicting that person purchases or not. So my product is there. For example, consider a company. So the company product can be purchased by a person with particular age and particular salary and particular country. So these three are the inputs, and this one is the output. You may also take the salary as a dependent variable. No one asked you. Based on country, his age, and he purchased or not, you may predict salary also. Okay, so we may take any as a dependent variable depending on the situation, depending on the problem. So here in this, for example, in this particular example, I am considering these three as independent variables and this one as a dependent variable. So we will see what is the purpose of this division in the later sessions while discussing the actual machine learning algorithms. Okay. Now, I am also showing you indexing in Python because as I shown you independent variable, dependent variable, that means we are separating some columns. For that, there are a number of techniques used. How to separate the first three columns into one group and second three columns into another group. So I am showing you with ilog. Of course, there are a number of other techniques also, but this is a very simple technique which is used for indexing. For example, I want to read or print all rows and all columns. Syntax used is data set dot. What is this data set? Simply, it is a variable. This variable, for example, consider this syntax which I shown you earlier, name. So assume that in the place of name, I am using the word data set. Okay. So now that name dot data set dot ilog of colon comma colon. This comma before indicates rows and after comma indicates columns. So colon comma colon means all rows and all columns. That means the whole data set is printed. Okay. So next, for example, if you want to execute this in your Python, I will show you. But before that, we will see one more example. colon comma 1. What does it mean? It prints all rows first column. So comma before colon. Colon indicates all rows. So before comma indicates or represents rows. After comma represents columns. So you given only one means first column. Okay, we already downloaded our data set. So now, so try to see what is the name here in the place of data set. We need to use data. So because I am using variable name data here. So in the place of data set, I am using D. So just run it plus F9. See the output here. See the output here. So all rows, all columns printed. For example, I want only some columns. For example, in the place of colon, type 1. So run it, F9. See, only 4427. What is this? Age. So the index starts with 0. So country is 0th column and age is first column. So only I have given 1. That means all rows of first column is printed. Okay. So in this way you can do anyway. For example, consider this statement 1, 2, 3. So all rows 1 to 3 columns, but not 1 to 3. 1 to n minus 1 you need to take 1 to 2. Okay. So actually the variable name I used is D. See here. So age, salary. What are age and salary? This one is 0th, first and second. So in Python you need to consider n minus 1. If you give one column n means you need to consider 1 to n minus 1. That's why 1 is the age and n minus 1 is 2. 2 is the salary. So 1 to 2 columns on all rows are displayed. See all rows, 10 rows, 0 to 9. So in this way you can do any way, and see this is also very much useful. We use it. For example, here in place of data set change, colon minus 1. You can give negative number also. The meaning of colon minus 1 is except last one. See here how many are there. Country, age, salary, purchase. So if you print colon minus 1, so all rows of except last column. So that is the meaning minus 1. So purchased is not printed. So the meaning of colon minus 1 is except last one. For example, if you give only minus 1, what happens? Not colon minus 1, only minus 1 given. So see what happened? Only last one. So minus 1 indicates last one actually. Colon minus 1 indicates except last one. 1 indicates first column. Okay, don't worry. Actually, we use this syntax except last one because see here, as I told you, first 3 are independent variables, for example, and last one is the dependent variable. So consider first 3 into another variable and second into another. For example, see x and y. For example, x is equal to and y is equal to. So I want to take my dependent variable into y. Just run it F9. Now see what happened. Y contains. So actually there are some categories are there. No problem. You will type here. See y. If you click on it, it is not open. If all are the numbers, then only it is open, and it is not a data type, data frame. If the data type is data frame, when you loaded it, it is opened. Otherwise, it is not open. Then you click here, just y and enter. See what y contains. D dot I log of mine. We need to give except last one. So y is equal to except last one. Just click on F9 and remove this print. And now run it. Now open y. See, only y contains this last one. What is that? Purchased column. So we are dividing here. So you can also do it in the similar way. How to divide it into x? For example, x means 1, 2, 3. How many columns are there? But 0th column also we want. In the original data set, 0, 1, 2. But in the Python indexing is n minus 1. So I want to give it as X. So I am removing all this. So X and run it F9. Now open X. What it contains? First three. And Y? Last one. So for last one, I used this syntax. What is that syntax? Y is equal to, no need of this parenthesis, except last one. So these two lines I executed F9. And then what happens? Observe carefully. So this is the original data set and X and Y. Only last one. Now open X and Y. See here what happens. Original data contains all the columns. But now my X contains only first three and Y contains only purchase. So for dividing into dependent and independent variables, I use this syntax in my future videos. No need to confuse. You need to see what we want in X and what we want in Y. Okay. So with this, I conclude my video. In the next video, we will see how to do data pre-processing in Python, how to handle missing values, etc., which we already discussed in R. So I discuss all those topics in my next video. If you like this video, like and subscribe. So if you learn whole course from starting first video to last video, then you can easily learn it in a simple way. Okay, thank you for watching.